Cancer. Thank you so much for joining this video session with me. Today, we are going to do your September 2025 monthly reading. If you are a sun sign, moon sign, or rising sign in Cancer, this is reading for you. As usual, we are going to use Oracle of the Celestial Deities and Oracle of the Mythic Heroes. All right. So first of all, let's shuffle the cards and let's get 3 cards first. Let's have a look at what is your current energy, what could be blocking you, and also what could be helping you during this period of time. Okay. Thank you so much, universe. Let's get some useful guidance, right, for our beautiful Cancers. First card, Atlanta. The fearless huntress. All right. Now, what could be blocking you during this period of time is Eros. What could be helping you during this period of time is Pluto. Wow, Cancer. There's a very strong theme of how do I describe this? Well, let's put it this way, okay? I can definitely see some of you guys are going through some loneliness in here. Okay, now this sense of loneliness does not need to be about, oh, someone is abandoning me, that's why I'm lonely, or oh, someone is doing this, that's why I'm lonely. Sometimes this could be just about us feeling that we might be a little bit going through a very unique journey, okay, ourselves, and we might just be feeling that a lot of people are surrounding us, but not a lot of people are really understanding us. I hope this makes sense. Atlanta in the first house is talking about you're very, very determined to achieve your goals, right? You have a lot of things you want to prove to the people around you. You want to prove to the society. You're working hard. You are just really, honing in, right? Your effort into the thing that you want to build. You're very, very focused. But when you're doing that, perhaps there's a part of you missing, right? The fun, socializing, being surrounded by people, and just having everyone next to you and cheering you up and telling you that you're amazing. Cancers, I can understand that sometimes this lonely feeling is there. Now, for some of you guys, maybe even you are maybe going through a separation, or you are just sort of like feeling that all the burdens are on your own shoulder, and you just feel like you need to toughen up a little bit, right, and just go through this period of time. And so first of all, I want to tell you that you are not alone. It's important that you know how to focus on the tasks in front of you. Once you get over, right, all those challenges, you will feel that you are transformed. And this is specifically indicated by Pluto sitting on top. See, Pluto, excuse me, Pluto as the energy that is helping you is actually a good thing, because Pluto, even though he's lonely, he's the only god, Greek god living, a Roman god living in the underworld, but he knows why he's doing that. He knows this is his sacred sanctuary. He knows that this is his home, right? The underworld. And that's where he finds his treasure. And so for this month, I think for Cancers, right, if you're feeling a little bit lonely, right, here and there, I would say, of course, definitely you can see your friends, right? But I would not recommend that you guys going to those kind of like really big gatherings, right? Parties, right? Because I can just feel that even if you go to those places, you're still gonna feel that you're alone, because not a lot of people are going to see you for truly who you are. I would actually recommend that if you have some really good friends, right? Maybe just 1 or 2, maybe see them, talk about your feelings, talk about your vulnerabilities, and talk about, what you're doing these days. And you will have those support, right, that you need. Sometimes, this kind of loneliness has nothing to do with whether you have a lot of friends or not. It's all about whether you have the right friends or not. Isn't that right? Now, let's pull 3 cards from the tarot. Okay, let's have a look at your communication and your interaction with the people around you. Let's have a look at your career as well as your relationship. Okay. Did I drop a card or something? Oh, I'm okay. Okay. I thought I dropped a card. All right. So 3 cards. Thank you so much. Universe, let's get 3 messages for our beautiful Cancerians for September. All right. First card, For your communication and your interaction, Cancers, we have got the King of Pentacles. Wow, beautiful. This card could be talking about you maybe spending some time communicating, talking to a male person who is very possibly an earth sign male. This could be about Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo person. Now, this could be about maybe a good friend. This could also be about maybe a partner. We don't know exactly what it is, but I'm literally seeing an earth sign male sitting in the very center, right, dominating your communication. Maybe you are talking to this person on a daily basis. Maybe this is a really good friend that you're sharing your thoughts with, right? But let's see what this is about. Okay, now let's have a look at your work and your success, right? Your career. Wow, Four of Wands, beautiful. This card has a lot to do with celebration, success, actually, and stability. So, Cancers, even though maybe emotionally you're feeling a little bit lonely, but work-wise, I think that you're doing really well this month. There's something for you to celebrate. There's something that is coming to fruition for you. What I'm really noticing about this card is you can see it's two hands shaking hands, right, with each other. This could also be about some kind of collaboration, partnership, related to your work, right, that you're doing or you're going to do in the month of September. I love this so much. Now, together with the King of Pentacles, this could literally also be about maybe there's going to be an earth sign male, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo man that you're going to work with, right, related to your work, right? It's going to be a very successful collaboration. All right. Now, one more thing. Let's have a look at your love and relationship. Okay, let's see what's going on, Cancers. Wow, Eight of Cups. Okay, interesting. So Eight of Cups, this card has a lot to do, what I said earlier about this sense of loneliness. I feel like for a lot of Cancers, maybe you have been realizing that there's certain emotional attachment that needs to be released. Maybe you were a little bit attached to someone in the past. Again, because you got King of Pentacles, this card sitting in the middle, this could be about someone you maybe you were married to, that you loved, or you had a huge crush on. But with this Eight of Cups, it's almost like you slowly decide that this is not for me. And you know that this is the wrong choice, or this is sort of like not really something that you should be waiting for. And thus, Eight of Cups, this card has a lot to do with leaving things behind, right? You moving forward and moving on with your own life rather than sitting there and waiting emotionally. Okay. Eight of Cups, you can see on the card is a person walking away from the cup. The cup you can see is huge. There's a huge cup right at the background, and there's a person moving away. He's walking into the mountains, into the trees, and he's leaving his emotion behind. So I think this has a lot to do with maybe this kind of loneliness, right? It's about maybe you had some expectations about a certain connection in your life. Now, this could be about a marriage, this could be about a dating, love, connection, or maybe even just a friendship, right? But then you realize that, okay, this is actually not what I thought it was. So what it is, right? And then you're ready to move on to the next chapter. You're kind of like looking back a little bit, looking at this energy and thinking, okay, but really need to focus on what is truly my mission and what is truly what it's meant to be for me, right? Rather than sitting here and barking off the wrong tree. All right. So I feel that this sense of the so-called loneliness or this feeling that, there's a lot of emotion for you to digest. Letting go of these kind of things is quite prominent in the month of September. But I would just say for Cancers, again, because Pluto, this card is helping you. Whatever that you're ready to release and let go of, emotionally speaking, it's a good thing for you. Okay, so in case you are still having some hesitation about whether I'm doing the right thing, whether it's good for me to move on and things like that, yes. All right, very good. Now let's pull one card from the Citadel Oracle. All right, let's see what's the energy there. What's the archetype that you need to embrace in the month of September, Cancers? Thank you, Universe. The captain taking command and teamwork. See, definitely this has a lot to do with collaboration work. I see two handshake together. Can you see that on the screen? This is beautiful, right? Definitely. I mean, there's some kind of work connection happening for you. in the month of September, right? Collaboration, teamwork. And because this card also says the captain, this card also tells you to be brave, right? To take the initiative to do some collaboration, to talk to someone, right? To form this bond. And this has a lot to do with your professional development. I want to just kind of trace back a little bit about this Atlanta card that you put out, all right? Now, Atlanta, this card in general is usually saying that when you focus on your professional development, your personal success, generally speaking, life becomes better for you. For now, okay? Now, I'm not saying that you can't think about love, you can't think about romance, but it's about your focus, right? Atlanta was a very successful huntress, but one of the interesting things about her story in Greek mythology was that she was distracted by a man, right, who tried to marry her, and eventually that just went into nowhere, right? So one of the things I want to emphasize here for cancers is this month, try to focus on your professional development. And also you can focus on friendship as well. Any type of platonic relationship that you want to build, beautiful. Do that, right? But not in terms of, okay, probably love or dating. Now, of course, cancers, if you're already with someone, if you're already in a relationship, this is also telling you that when you're building relationship with your partner, it's important for you to maybe focus on the practical side of your relationship rather than the emotional part, right? Because when you're analyzing each other's psychology, emotion too much, you might feel lonely, okay? You might reach some conclusion that is actually not right. It's important that we bring the relationship back at a very grounded level, right? What's the thing that both of us must do to support each other, right? To do it for each other, because that's a promise we made for each other. All right. Now, one more card. Let's have a look at Oracle of the Mythic Heroes, right? Thank you so much, Universe. Let's get one card, right? What's the overall advice for our beautiful cancers for this month? Ooh, wow. One card just jumped out. What is this? Ariadne curiosity. Okay. Wow. There's a very, very strong message here. Okay. Now, of course, the keyword it says curiosity is about being curious, being communicative, and all that, right? But I'm seeing something more than that. Again, I'm gonna loop this back to emotional life. Okay, Cancer. Ariadne in Greek mythology, she was actually she fell in love with a very famous Greek hero whose name was Theseus. And Theseus made a promise to her. Theseus said, if you help me destroy the Minotaur, you teach me how to maneuver through labyrinths, I will marry you once I finish the mission. And I'm the king of Athens. You will be the queen of Athens. How does that sound? And of course, Ariadne saw Theseus as such a hero, right? You know, he's almost like, you know, the most amazing man in the world. So she said, absolutely, I'll help you. An interesting thing, what actually happened was it came to pass that Theseus actually destroyed the Minotaur and took her away, right? And they eloped together, and they stayed one night on a beautiful island called the Naxos, and Ari, of course, Theseus made love to her, and the next morning when Ariadne woke up, she couldn't find Theseus. And what was even more tragic about that was the entire crew and the ship was gone. So she was abandoned by Theseus on this deserted island, even though she thought that she's gonna have her entire life being taken care of, right, by the king of Athens. It was a tragic story, but the story does not end there. While she was in desperation, I'm so sorry, like suddenly when I'm talking about this story, something got stuck in my throat. I really feel that a lot of cancers need to hear this. At that very moment, when she was in desperation, the god of wine, okay, ecstasy, Dionysus, saw her from the sky and he fell in love with her. And that's the happy ending of this story. See, initially, the plan of Ariadne, which is to become the queen of Athens, and she thought she would marry the most amazing man in the world, even though fate has played a little bit like a twisty game with her. Eventually, she married a god. She became a goddess, and she was raised to the sky, and she married not the king of Athens, but an Olympian god. So one of the things I feel about this emotional Eight of Cups, walking away from what you wanted, Cancer, it's a little bit like saying that you might be feeling that you have lost something, you lost a connection, you lost someone. But the most important thing is that there's someone much, much better out there waiting for you. You're just not seeing it. And in case you ask me, do I know that person already? You don't. Because one of the things about Eight of Cups in tarot you need to know is that this card usually showing that you are walking away from the past, but you haven't figured out the future yet. And literally in the future, there is this Ariadne energy. So Cancer, look into the future, trust the future, trust that whatever that you want, you will be given something even better than what you actually want now. Okay, much better than what you think that you would rather settle for now. See this as a protection from the universe rather than a loss. Okay. Thank you so much, my beautiful Cancers. This is just a very quick reading for you for the month of September. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to subscribe to my channel, like it, and share it with the people you care about. And I'll see you very soon in the next reading session. Bye.